Hi, welcome back to Miranda's Cauldron. How was your holiday? A little bit of a slow start for me getting back to streaming and hosting sprints. It was a very interesting holiday season for me. I had both my grandbabies and my daughter and her husband and her 6-month-old baby, who I swear has only put on about 5 pounds since she was born. She's really, really tiny, but she's not too tiny. And she's about the same in length as our first one was born as. So she's still pretty tiny. She's still in the 3 to 6 month old outfits, but the 6 months are just getting a little. They're fitting her pretty good, so she's going to be moving up in there. So yeah, it was very good to be having with them for the holidays. And we even her mommy even picked out all matching Christmas pajamas. So that was fun. Got to take a picture of her with my pajama pants. So that was good. And then just slowly getting back into the new old routine. I'm trying something a little different this year. One of my goals from last year under health was actually do more journaling and cards, my tarot cards and cat wisdom cards and my moonology cards and all that. But I was kind of slacking in that department. I was only actually drawing cards when I was doing live streams. So I decided this year, and I was doing pretty good for the first week. I might not have journaled into your cards every day, but I got 4 out of 7. And those 3 days, I just didn't do anything. I was either went to town all day, and for me, going to town is like 2 hours in the vehicle. I do get some reading done, but no writing revisions, just reading and just self care, rest kind of thing. But I swear to people, I don't know how I lived in big city before I moved here. The weather itself wasn't too bad. As you may have already heard that last winter was really rough for me in the snow and ice. And this year kind of went in, it kind of trickled into this year, but when I went to town the last few times, it hasn't been too bad. I'm able to get around all right out in the mostly slushy snow, so that was good. At least I knew it wasn't going to fall. Even though logically, if I'm going to fall and hurt myself, it's better to do it in a town where there's like a hospital and doctors and not a 3 hour waiting time to see the doctor. I just don't want to fall and get hurt because I know that who's going to look after the kitties? Who's going to do all the meals? Of course, the wife. But it is what it is. I signed up for that role. Anyhow, so I'm going to get I'm thinking my animal wisdom cards. The animal spirit. And I'm going to also maybe cat wisdom. I don't think I've done these in a while. So I will do the cat wisdom first. And then during the next chat, I will do the animal spirit. So what are you guys all working on for your first sprint? I got up a little earlier this morning. Well, I guess not really, but early enough to catch at least, I think it was like maybe 2 sprints with Rachel because she was surprising us with a very, very early morning sprint. Would have been like 5 o'clock for Central. So I'm like, yeah, I'm sleeping between 5 and 7:30. Maybe 8. It depends on how long I stayed up the night before reading or if I had any nightmares that I was up to the night. But most of the time I sleep pretty good. Maybe 2 hours. But anyhow, and then this morning I also did my 10 minutes of yoga. Keep working on it. It's got to get better. It's got to get easier. And one day I'll be able to do longer than 10 minutes. And of course, the first 10 minutes is just you're just sitting there and you're focused on your breathing and then slowly stretch. And by the time 10 minutes was up, I was ready to. I'm sorry, I was so nauseous and dizzy when I stood back up again. Like, okay, maybe instead of doing actual yoga stretches before yoga, I should actually just sit on the floor and do some breathing exercises, maybe a little bit of meditation before the yoga. Then, if I do that, will I only be able to handle 5 minutes because I will literally be all over the floor. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that is something that I've wanted to get back into for a while. There was maybe a dozen of us who would go to the little town where the school is, and we would do yoga. Luckily, there was 2 different classes. There was the yoga that there's no way I don't think I've ever had the balance to actually stand on one foot, other than maybe when I was like in my 20s, maybe. And then we would have the cool down period for the second hour, and that's what I went to because as long as I didn't have to get up off the ground, I was fine for yoga. But it's been challenging to get back in, but it's only day 3 of a new month and a new year. So hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be able to do the full half an hour session. We'll see. But let's just shuffle these kitty cat wisdom cards and see what is up. And then I'll jump into the chat. Okay, we have stretch yourself. Isn't that quite fitting when I was just talking about yoga? And if anyone participates in yoga, it's mainly stretches. And then some people have the nerve to say, yoga's not exercise. You should actually walk for an hour or at least 30 minutes. Yeah, no, the stretching is good enough for me. Just similar to like if you have a physical job, that writing or being creative, after you're sitting at your desk or standing, those standing desks look cool, but I don't think I can handle that. That sitting, working through your writing process, writing down your outline, whatever you're working on for the day. I don't know about you, but sometimes after 2, maybe 3 hours, my brain needs a break. My body needs a break. So that's kind of what I'm also doing a little bit more this year is instead of waking up, having coffee, reading or playing on your phone, scrolling through Instagram, Facebook, if you're into TikTok and all those other things, and or just sit and relax and watch your favorite show, even if it is a repeat and you've seen it at least 4 times. But you need that kind of, some people need that. So I've decided that if there is a sprint at 9 o'clock my time, I am at my desk at 9 o'clock for that. Even if it is just for an hour, if it starts at 9, the 2 full hours, then do the yoga, then watch the TV, because my body needs time to recover. At least mine. But probably because I'm not as mobile as I used to be. But then again, I know I would never be able to walk a marathon. We'll see. No, I'm not doing any marathons. The only marathon I'm doing is writing marathons and reading marathons. And once in a while, binge a really good TV show. Let's go back up into the chats. Before I went live, Rachel, who was, like I said earlier, was hosting sprints this morning for a few hours. Hugging the like button, I've taken a break, and now I'm ready to dive back into the next draft of book 5, section 4. Awesome. Keep an eye on Rachel's channel for her sprints. I think she's just kind of experimenting when she wants to sprint. Then we have Sarah, who also sprints on her channel various days. She did go yesterday, and she's sprinting again on Friday. And my little welcome. Then we have Andy popping in. Yoga Cat, yes. That is quite the little yoga cat. Yoga is rough. Oh, it's tough. Yeah, thanks for acknowledging and agreeing with me. It is. I don't know how anybody can do it. Just your body get used to it. And same with that Pilates thing. I've never done that. But back when my kids were little, they used to go to the gym because they had a daycare there with them. And I'm sweating the first time and I'm looking at all these machines. I'm like, I don't even know how to use these. I think I went maybe twice. And I did have help. I'm like, I can't do this. And it was just so, I'm sorry, it was kind of gross. So I'm not doing that anymore. But anyhow, let's get into our first chat. I can't believe I chatted for like 11 minutes. So I'm going to bring up the cat timer. And I'm just going to stick it, leave it with 30 minutes. So that is good. So I will see you in 30 minutes. Wow. I almost missed the break. I was looking for my HB90 notebook from 2024 so I can do the questions for reflections of 2025. So I found those. I decided I'm going to put it in my A5 binder that I'm using for HB90 this year. So I'm putting my reflections from the previous year in there. So I'm working on that. And other than that, I'm just checking along, pop into the chat because Andy made a comment just as we were going into a sprint. I used to be quite active. I'm less active now, but still work out regularly. Speaking of from experience, yoga isn't easy. Let's get to know, especially when your body's not used to it. But anyhow, I am going to draw an animal spirit card. And when I'm doing that, maybe if anyone's around and care to share what they're working on, what they got done, and all that fun stuff, that would be great. And then after this sprint, I'm going to go back into reflection questions. I'm not sure if I'll get them all done over this writing session, but we'll see. And I might need to take a break because there's a lot of questions. I think there's like a dozen of them. We'll see how things go. So what are you happy for, proud of that you got finished in 2025? I am most excited about my number one grandbaby turned 1. My second grandbaby was born about 3 or 4 weeks after that. And I got to spend lots of time with her when she was a newborn and fed her and snuggled and went for walks. And of course, getting my proof copy of my very first book. Have I looked at it since I got it back in November? No. Why? Because I've been focused on final. Okay, I can't really say final. Another round of revisions. That my critique partners now have it all and they'll be able to read it and comment on which is a solace. And then when that is all done, I'll go through with their suggestions and get my next proof copy before I read it again and do changes. Now maybe I'll actually just do edits. Maybe I won't have to do any more revisions after this for witches. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Your first book, maybe I should have just eased up on all the family secrets because sometimes it was confusing trying to figure out what's going on. And I can just imagine reading it if you didn't know the secrets. Lamb. Isn't that a cute little thing? Let's see what the pocket guide has to say about the lamb. I have not seen that card yet. Peaceful, patient, prophetic. To do with prophecy. I'm sure I pronounced that wrong. When in balance, knowingness, inner peace. When out of balance, quiet, timid, and concerned. There's nothing wrong with being quiet and timid. To bring into balance, meditation, and listening. Another reminder for me to meditate. Hold on. Okay. Well, we've got about another 45 seconds left of the break. And then we're just going to roll right into the next sprint. And at the break, if anyone's around, if they care to share what they got finished, that would be nice. And I will be, all things helpful, will be sprinting again on Saturday. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. Well, that was a crazy sprint. Long story short, you can get a lot done in 30 minutes when you don't really think about it. Because I had to deal with life stuff and hubby, I suppose. And then when I got back upstairs, the timer said like 10 minutes, and I thought for a minute, okay, no, that was 30 minutes. So I'm not late. That's still continuing on from the last 30-minute sprint. So that was good. So needless to say, I didn't really get a lot of my reflections from 2025 done, but I'm working through it. Just as oh, and no, sorry, we had a few people pop in during that sprint. We have a new subscriber, Family and Books. New subscriber. I'm currently sprinting myself, so I can't stay, but I want to pop in and boop the like button. I think I'm also subscribed to you. Somebody announced it, but I don't have you in my agenda, so I'll have to do that so I can attend your sprints as well. We had Jenna pop in with her normal wave tag like. And just as a reminder that Jenna is sprinting in less than 2 hours. So when I'm done here, a little over an hour, then we can all pop over to Jenna's. I'm probably gonna butcher your name, but I'm just gonna call you Cage. Hopefully that's not too bad of a pronunciation. We have Rachel back. Got back middle of the sprint, but I got another paragraph, and then got an invitation to some things, interviews. So adding those to my schedule. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So if you've been here since the beginning, you might want to have a drink, a little bit of a stretch, and even more so if you were like me and sort of sprinting with Angela just before me. This week was kind of difficult trying to figure out when I wanted to sprint because I like to fill in the gaps between the sprints I attend. I'm sure there's lots of people who sprint. Like there's a whole spreadsheet out there with more than likely back to back. But I try to do what I can help out with. And I've rather enjoyed doing these sprints. I can get a lot accomplished of things that I cannot do online. Like, for example, I normally sprint on Monday mornings, and that's when I do up my HB90 task blocks from the previous week, do the summaries, and figure out what I want to get done this week or the following week or that week. Kind of hard to tell because I start on Mondays, and I quite often make my plan Monday or Tuesday. It depends on what's going on. So just as a reminder, I will put it into the chat banner when I'll be sprinting next, which will be Saturday. About a half an hour to an hour, I think it's about an hour after Mel at Power Play Press, who sprints on Saturdays and Sundays. The weekend after next, if you are a member of the Heart Rhythms running community, there's the week-long running retreat starting on Wednesday. Check their calendar. It should be up by Thursday, usually the day before. That's about it that I would like to share. Other than it's a rather nice day here today. Yes, I'm in Canada. It's not too windy. So at -1 Celsius, that's pretty nice. I know it was not too bad yesterday temperature wise, but it was windy. And when it's windy, it feels even colder. So those horrible wintry days, I don't sit on the deck with my kitties, but I did this morning for a little bit. And I probably will again during that break between my sprint and Jenna's to get me some fresh air. And to shout out to all those who do yoga, participate in yoga, or in my case, try the yoga. I can't wait till I can actually do more than 10 minutes without feeling yucky. Cool. So this is our probably yeah, well, let's just say our last 30-minute sprint. We'll just have a short, cool one down afterwards. So see you in 30. And that's the end of our probably third 30-minute sprints. Probably. So, how did everybody do? Sarah popped in, who has been lurking, working on a short story, but I think I need to take a break and finally check my email. Yeah, the dreaded email. I should probably spend the next 15 minutes, which is going to be our cool down, on emails and go through again and delete all those emails that, like, it's almost like the flyers that you get in the mail, but it's constant emails of like just junk. And I'm sorry, newsletters that you just don't read, and this is still in your cart from Amazon or whatever online store you use. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that because I answered half of the questions for reflections from 2025. I definitely need a break. So I'm putting that away. I'll work on that again probably. Honestly, probably not till Saturday because I like to keep something set aside that I can use that doesn't take a lot of thinking, which doesn't make a lot of sense because those reflection questions, if you have taken Sarah Cannon's HB90 core planning course or any of her courses, her questions, her journaling questions, her reflections are just so deep. It's kind of scary sometimes and kind of sad because it just makes you think about things that you don't really think about. Like one of the questions has nothing to do with your writing or your goals, not really. And it's like, what did you do to help other people in your life? Okay, I guess mine would be days like this when I'm actually hosting a stream. So yeah, okay. So I am gonna just stop talking. Doesn't seem like anyone is posting any comments. Oh, I know what I did. I, I think I might have forgotten to put up when I was sprinting next, which would be Saturday. I think I might have. I know I changed it. I think I might have shared it. So I'll just change the second banner to our final sprint of the day with me. And in about an hour, you can pop over to Jenna the Soul Writer. Oh, we have comments. Let's see. Sorry, in the middle of a scene and can't stop, but here, no problem. I know a lot of people prefer the 40 or 45 or even an hour sprint. I may get into, well, if it was tomorrow, I may do like a 30, 40, 40, 30. But those are the days that I know that I can stay longer and there's no one else behind me, and depending how I'm feeling. But I like the 30-minute sprints personally. But if you are in the middle of a scene and you just have those words flowing, don't stop. Just keep on writing. Just keep it up. So that is fantastic that you are in the flow, Rachel. And I am really done talking. It's quiet. My voice is getting sore. I definitely need a break before I get back into anything else. Oh, and we have Hope, who's been lurking today. Hello, welcome, welcome. Thank you for popping in and lurking. I do understand a lot of people do that, and they don't really feel like chatting. They just want to be with other people so they're not so, I don't want to say lonely, because maybe you're not lonely, but other times you need the body doubling to work with someone else, knowing that, okay, I am working on this chapter, I am revising, I am editing, I am doing chapter summaries, outlining, whatever, book blurbing, all the writing tasks. Or maybe you're just reading a really good book. That's what I often do in the evening sprints, is I just read. I'm going to sneeze again. See you in 15 And that's it. And I don't know why I thought I would spend 15 minutes on emails when I need the laptop to do that, because I really can't safely or feel comfortable to delete my emails from my phone. Probably because I can only do one at a time, and when I go on my laptop, I can delete like 50 at a time, but not when I'm streaming because it just goes too slow. So I am going to stop sharing. No, is that the right one? Yes. And thank you all for spending your creative time with us. I really enjoy when I get back into streaming, even though sometimes it takes me a while to get back into the routine. And I really hate canceling at the last minute. And a lot of time, hubby's home and he's like, "Oh, let's go do this and let's go do that." I'm like, "But I'm streaming." Like, I was probably about like maybe an hour into the stream today, and he got home, and I'm like, "Oh no." When he called me, am I going to be able to come back up and finish this stream? But it was just something that a phone call could handle, so I was happy. See you guys all over at Jenna's later this evening, and tomorrow is Thursday. So I do believe Cassandra is streaming for the heart breathings first thing in the morning. She's always too early for me. And then I don't think anyone's printing tomorrow for the heart breathings until Jody Jean at the end of the day. So you might have to, if you are hardy and you like to sprint with other hardies, you might have to check out that website. Or I guess it's more like a spreadsheet. But anyhow, that's it for me today. See you guys all at someone else's streams or on Saturday back here. I will see you all later. Thank you so much for keeping me company. And oh, and I always forget this part. I'm Miranda, also Rita, and I write young adult, urban fantasy, paranormal, family secrets, and witches. Bye for now.